The fall season is slowly approaching, which means new weather, back to school, and new routines. So let's dive into how we can prepare for the fall season, whether you're heading back on campus or just looking to end off 2024 right. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela and today we're going to be talking all about some fall reset tips and back to school glow up tips for all of you guys who are looking to enter the fall season right. Even though I am no longer a college student and this is my first year not going back to school, I still want to share some tips with you guys in case any of you are heading back to school, you're back on campus, or maybe it's your first time, or if you are looking to just get the fall season started right. And honestly, I am a little bit sad that this is the first year in my entire life, like I said, that I am not going back to school. I'm not doing any school supply shopping. I'm not getting new clothes. Like, I am a little bit sad, but if you guys are still looking to just get prepared, get organized, and of course feel good about these last few months of 2024, then this video is for you. So let's get into some really great tips. Tip number one is figure out your organizational style. Everyone is going to say in these kinds of videos, obviously either buy a planner or use something digital or buy a journal to just keep track of all of your homework assignments, schedules, all those kinds of things. But I think it's really important to first figure out what is your organization style. Do you prefer physical planners? Do you prefer physical journals? Or are you someone that is more of the digital route? Like, are you a digital planner, iPad kind of girly? I'm a mix of both. When it comes to organizing my content and social media and upcoming ideas, brainstorming, planning YouTube and podcast episodes, I like to go more of the digital route because I'm constantly changing video ideas and moving the dates around. But when it came to homework assignments and doing things for school, I was always on top of it in a physical planner because I would keep that in my bag, I would take it with me to school, I would commute with it on campus and all of those kinds of things. So figure out what is your style. And then with that, make sure that you are also color coding different tasks and different things it is that you have to get done. If you are going the more digital route, one of my favorite platforms that I always talk about is Asana, and this is what I use, like I told you guys, to keep track of all of my YouTube videos, podcast episodes, content ideas, everything that has to do with posting things online for you guys and just content and in general. I like to make sure that it is all on track on Asana, but what I do is I color code my different tasks. So YouTube, my blog, TikToks, personal things, they are all color coded in different things. But when it came to my physical planner for homework, I also did the same thing. My PR class would be purple, my math class would be blue. Like, I would really try to just make sure that everything was color coded and organized. And when it comes to finding your perfect planner, if you are someone that is physical, there is this really great company that was founded by this blogger slash like YouTuber that I watch. Her name is Sophia Lee, and she has a planner slash like digital product company called The Daily, and it's really great because she has digital products but also physical products as well, like planners and really great organizational tools. So if you guys want a planner that kind of like has it all, I really recommend going over to her. But of course, you can always check out TJ Maxx or Marshalls or order things from Target or Amazon. Everything is really great. When it comes to my physical planners as well, I like to make sure that it has one page just for the entire calendar view of the month, and then the separate pages that go day by day for each day in that calendar. I like to see the entire month, like for example, September spread out on 2 pages. When you flip to the following page, it will say September 1st, September 2nd in different blocks, and in there you can really break down what it is that you are going to do during the day. So just make sure that you're regularly reviewing these calendars as well as your content or homework assignments and things you have upcoming for the next few weeks, because it's really important to obviously have everything organized, but also make sure that you're constantly updating it. So either sit down on a Sunday night or maybe on a Friday night after you already have decompressed from the week and you are ready to just have a relaxing weekend and not think about homework or work or school. Sit down for 10-20 minutes and just update your calendar. Maybe look through your syllabus or look and see if you have any upcoming appointments this week. Whatever it is, just make sure that you are having at least one day during the week where you can refresh everything and make sure that you are staying on top of it. Tip number 2 is prioritize self-care. When people say prioritize self-care, I know some may associate that with going out and getting a facial or getting your nails done and just spending more money than you should. But in reality, there are very simple, basic things that we can do within our house that can still count towards self-care and make us still feel and look good. So the one thing for me that I was always on top of, especially during the fall and winter, is my hair. So I have a very curly Dominican hair and I love it. I am now at that age where I know how to maintain it and I have found the right products that work for me and I absolutely love it. However, during the winter and the fall, I like to straighten it. It's straight right now because I had something last week. I love to blow dry it, and during the fall and winter when I don't want to keep my hair wet when it's cold outside, my biggest thing and my biggest form of self-care that I loved doing was going to the bathroom, doing a hair mask, doing hair oils, washing it, and then blow drying it. Like, that was my thing. That was what I loved doing. If you can find one thing that just makes you happy or that brings you peace of mind or that you really enjoy and like to do, that is a form of self-care. I highly recommend just making it a priority every single week, whether it is getting your nails done, whether it is going and getting a facial or dermaplaning or doing a face mask. Whatever it is, just try to prioritize that and do it every single week. I think it really just helps when it comes to maintaining good vibes for the week and you're just positive, you're happy, you're doing something that you love. It can even be as small as maybe changing up your skincare routine, changing up your sleep routine. I like to sleep more on weekends and then wake up a little bit earlier on weekdays, maybe have dedicated reading time during the day, journaling at night, 5-minute meditations, cleaning, whatever it is, just do you. Because for me, the one thing that really off balances my entire week is when I don't have at least something that I am doing for me, whether it's first thing in the morning or just anything throughout the day at all. I feel like everything else falls off and it becomes really unbalanced. Try to prioritize that, especially when you're going into these last few months of 2024, because you really want to finish off strong and it also just feels good for you. Tip number 3 is declutter and have a clean, dedicated space. So I've said this before in my building a good morning routine and building a good night routine video, which is that the one thing that has helped me for years to be more productive is number 1, having a clean space, number 2, taking my clothes out the night before every single night, and number 3 is having a dedicated space for my work. Well, all my life, ever since I was in middle school, I remember being in first, second grade and my mom would always say, we have to take your clothes out the night before because we had a uniform when I was younger. Literally every single night, my mom would always tell us we had to take our clothes out, and that's what I would do. To this day, at 22 years old, that is exactly what I do. For me, I just like it and I still do it no matter what because you waste less time in the morning and also it's a lot more efficient. Same thing with my environment and just having a clean space at my desk. All of these little things really add up, like putting your clothes away right after you're done wearing them, putting your shoes back in the box as soon as you're done wearing them, having a clean desk, putting things away after they have just been rummaged all over throughout the day. All of these little things really add up if you don't do them in the exact moment. And when it comes to doing work, I have a dedicated workspace. You can make a little study area if you're a student, just somewhere in your room or in your house that is clutter-free, doesn't have a lot of distractions, and it has all these supplies and things it is that you need. For my desk, I have my really big monitor that I love that helps me do all of my work. I also have my journals in a drawer, a little organizer thing here which has all of my pens and pencils. I literally have everything that I could need at my desk, and then I just pull out from drawers here and there when I need something. Make sure that your area is just comfortable for you. Make sure that you have everything you need to stay focused and motivated. I don't really have anything super distracting in my room except I guess my phone and my laptop, but besides that, I try to keep my space just as clean as possible, have motivating things around me. I have my vision board right above my desk which has quotes and people that I look up to, role models, influencers that I really love that encourage me and inspire me every day. I have books, I have so many things. So just make sure, whether you are a business owner or a content creator or a student, whatever it is that you are when it comes to your occupation and what you do, that you have some space in your house that is just for you. And when it comes to your closet, having a refreshed wardrobe, I feel like is such an energy booster as well. I know for me, I love to buy clothes, which is a really big problem, but I have been so much more mindful recently about the things that I'm buying, how many times I'm wearing them, if there's different outfit variations that I can wear with just one piece. If you go through your closet and you see there's something that you haven't worn in months, even once or twice, get rid of it. For me, I like to give it away to my family. I like to give it to my cousins that are growing up and they can get more use out of it than me. And I do the same thing with all of my PR products because I get so many every single week that it is impossible for just me and my family to use them. So literally just a few days ago, I gave a gigantic bag, 3 bags of makeup to my little cousin, and I was like, you guys can use this, go crazy. It is just impossible, and also it's very cluttering when you have so many things. I like to just give away, I like to donate, I like to give to friends, to family. So do the same thing with your closet. I do this every season, whether it is with cardigans that I haven't worn in months or just baby t-shirts that I'm like, I don't want to wear this anymore. Whatever it is, I feel like my style is constantly changing. So make sure you're choosing versatile pieces that you know you're going to be wearing more than those really big statement pieces. Like I used to love a really good statement sweater, like a really bright green or maybe like a bright yellow, but I don't reach for those as much as a basic gray cardigan. Like this is just a little top that I got from Brandy Melville a few years ago, and I haven't worn it in such a long time, but I was going through my closet and I was like, what can I wear to a little dinner that I had today? And I found this. So I was like, this is perfect. And now that I've actually worn it, I'm like, okay, wait, I need to wear this more because it's actually cute. So make sure you're going through your closet, you're looking through little crevices and seeing if there's anything that you haven't worn in a while, and just consider organizing your clothes in your closet in a neat kind of way. Like I have shelves where I organize my jeans here, linen pants here, shorts here. I try to just organize everything because it makes it so much easier. Tip number 4 is develop your consistent routines, specifically for morning and nighttime. Having a consistent daily routine can really help you when it comes to managing your time more efficiently and effectively, as well as just reducing your stress overall. Have specific times that you are waking up, maybe have a specific day or time where you start studying, that you exercise, specific times that you go to bed. I used to hate having a curfew when I was younger, and I was like, I do not want this to be like my bedtime, it's so early. And now that I'm 22, I realize just how important sleep is. And over the last few days, I've been watching a lot of interviews about Ariana Huffington, who is the founder of Huffington Post, as well as Thrive. One of the biggest things that she says in all of her interviews is that she had a really big health scare. And this health scare was because she was at the point of burnout. And I think she like fractured her cheekbone, she fell, she had kind of like an almost near-death experience. And it really made her rethink about her health and her life. And she was like, I cannot be doing this anymore, where I am just working all the time and I'm not sleeping. And she literally says like sleep is the biggest thing for her. She has to do it. I was like, I want to bring this back to you guys because she is someone that is a very massively successful woman, but she also says you need to get rest, you need to get sleep. So it's like, don't think that in order to be successful or in order to get all of the things it is that you want done, that you need to be staying up late and pulling all-nighters. Like you really need to prioritize yourself. So just make sure that you are being consistent, but giving your body that rest that it needs. Have this natural rhythm where you get in the routine of, okay, after a certain time, maybe I don't go on my phone as much, or maybe at this time it starts to become lights out, I'm gonna get in the shower. I love to just call it lights out, like after 8 o'clock. I know that as soon as I see 8 o'clock, I want to get in the shower, I want to get my clothes off from the day, I want to close my laptop and really just take my time. And then by 10 o'clock, I want to be in bed and I just want to either be reading my book, I want to have already journaled, prayed, whatever it is. I give myself those bedtimes mentally and I try to follow it as strictly as I can. Same thing with social media in the morning. I don't go on it before 10 a.m. because I want the morning to just be about taking in positive energy, whether it's listening to a really positive interview from one of my role models or listening to a new podcast episode from one of my favorite podcasters. I really try to just use the morning to take in good positive energy. The same thing with this new fall season. Really redo your routine and figure out what it is that you want to bring into these next few months, especially because the weather is changing, the sun is going down a lot quicker, which is really sad, and it's not coming up as early as much. Since this is my first year not going back to school, I'm really trying to figure out like what my new routine is going to be now that it's going to be the fall/winter. Look at the top things that it is you want to prioritize that are a lot harder for you to get done and try to do them first thing in the morning. I love to go on walks and I like to try to do that first thing in the morning because if I don't do something for me first thing, it's really hard for me to focus and do other things. I noticed that I was getting a lot more burnt out when I would literally just wake up, eat, change, and go right into work mode and not do something that was just at least an hour or two for me, whether it's reading or going on a walk. And for sleeping, same thing. Try to be strict, like I said. Maybe on weekdays you can sleep in a little more, weekdays you can wake up a little bit more. For school, make sure that you're not pulling all-nighters and that you are just doing your top priority items during the day or in the afternoon so that you're not stressing at night, because that was honestly what was my biggest stressor when I was in school. And there's also really big benefits of not having screen time right before bed. Your brain becomes a lot less active and you're less awake, which helps you go to sleep quicker, and there's no high stimulation from that light on your screen. So really try to take all of these things into consideration and add them slowly into your routine. Tip number 5 is have some form of movement throughout the week and also try to eat well. I want to quickly preface this tip by saying only do things that make you feel comfortable, only do things that make you feel good. I had a comment in one of my other videos that was like, it seemed a little bit unrealistic, the things I was saying, to try to fit all of those tips into your life. I always want to just tell you guys, don't try to force things into your life. Do what makes you happy and what makes you comfortable and what is feasible for you. I noticed that when I was trying to fit in routines and things that random people on the internet were doing that I thought I had to do, I was miserable doing it. Like, I was not enjoying it until I started switching up my routine and making it fun and doing things that I actually enjoyed, especially when it comes to physical activity or the things that you're eating. Do what works for you and do what you love and what makes you feel comfortable. So when it comes to physical activity, I obviously love to either go on a walk or do my indoor spin classes. Find some form of exercise or movement it is that you enjoy. Incorporate this regularly into your routine, whether it's a few days during the week or you go and do it with friends, whatever it is, try to make it fun. It doesn't always have to be a super high intense workout. Like, I feel like a lot of people think that when you exercise or when you get some form of movement, it has to be crazy, like a solid core class or an expensive Pilates studio. You can do something as simple as grabbing your headphones, going on a walk and putting on a cute set. You have your water bottle, your cute Stanley cup, whatever it is. It can literally be so simple, just as simple as that. For me, I like to really go between walks and my spin classes. Like, if I'm feeling a little bit lazier, I will go on my walk and I will just listen to a podcast. If I want to take the trip and I want to go to my spin studio, I will do that. It really just depends. For food, make sure that you're obviously just eating things that make you feel good. You're staying hydrated. I have my Stanley cup with me all the time at my desk, and this is very essential for me because I'm literally at my desk glued to my screen all day, which is not good. But I always have my water bottle with me and I try to refill it at least 3 or 4 times a day. I believe that is the 32-ounce Stanley cup, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact amount you have to drink a day. I try to refill mine literally as much as I can. I'm always popping ice cubes in there, making it ice cold. I absolutely love it. Same thing with food and snacks. I love to have sandwiches for lunch. So towards the end of the week, when I am refreshing for the week, I'll go to Stop and Shop or I'll go to Target and I'll stock up on my coffees that I make at home. I will get some fresh bread, get all my materials for my sandwich, and have these little things so I'm just prepared and stocked up for the week. So make sure that you are doing the same thing. Stock up on snacks, maybe go to Costco or go to BJ's or wherever it is that you can get a little bit more bigger things so you're not worrying, and maybe you don't have as much time when it comes to getting the snacks or the groceries, but at least you know, like, in your head, and you have that peace of mind, like, okay, I went grocery shopping over the weekend so I don't have to stress. But really incorporate what makes you feel good, what makes you feel comfortable, and try to stick by that. The last and final tip, which is tip number 6, is set goals and keep track of them. I have a whole video on how to set goals, how to achieve them, how I use my Canva reset deck every month to really reset for the month. I have to do mine actually next week because in less than 6 days, it is going to already be September, which I think is absolutely crazy. So set long-term and short-term goals. I cannot express this enough, especially when it comes to school or your personal life. Have long-term and short-term things that you are working towards. Think about the things it is that you want to focus on for these last few months of 2024 and think, how can you do this? And a lot of people think that there needs to be a new year or a Sunday night to have a fresh start for the week, but truly, you can restart and you can reset your routine whenever it is that you want. The more you wait, the longer it is going to take you to finally feel a sense of change or regain that motivation again. So grab a notebook or your digital planner, write down your academic and your personal goals, your extracurricular goals, have it in a journal or a planner. Break these down into actionable steps because that is the most important thing, and keep track of your progress. I personally like to use a habit tracking app, which I've talked about before. It is this app called Habit. It's free and you can put 5 habits, I believe, that you are doing every single day, and at the end of the day I like to check mine off. And like I said, it's a free app. It is great, and this helps me keep track of how many times I journal, how many times I read, how many walks I go on, like all of those kinds of things. And also really make sure to celebrate the small wins and the small victories and continue to stay motivated and maintain a positive mindset. I think it's really important that we redefine the definition of success and that we make it what works for us, because a lot of people think that success is defined by how much money you have, how much you've accomplished at a young age, or just have accomplished in general, when in reality, success can be as small as I got up today and I was able to go and change, or I got up today and I got home safely. Like whatever it is, success has to be redefined by what your definition is and what your standard is. So make sure that you're celebrating all the small wins, all the small victories, and just keeping track of all the things it is that you're getting done, whether it is digitally or physically, because when you look at it in a bigger point of view, like for example, at the end of the month, I like to go on my habit app and I like to see how many times I journaled or read throughout the month. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel excited because you're like, okay, I was able to do this month. So let's see what I can accomplish the following month. And the same thing with YouTube. I've been doing a YouTube progress journey over on my TikTok, and it's really cool every single week to see that I am growing on here, that my community is getting stronger, and that I am hitting the right target audience and that everyone is benefiting from these kinds of videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. That is all for today. I really hope that these tips were helpful because we are entering the fall season, which is crazy. I cannot believe that summer is ending. I'm so sad. I am a summer baby at heart. Geminis, June girls, we're here, and I am so sad that summer is ending, but I'm very excited because, like I said, this is my first fall season that I do not have school, so I'm gonna definitely keep you updated on how that goes. But thank you guys for watching. I love you, love all of your comments. You guys are the best, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.